the Russians are actually attacking up in the northeastern corner of this long line of defense. And they've made a lot of progress, aiming in the direction, generally speaking, of Liman in eastern Ukraine, but really towards Slavyansk. And those are road networks that would lead Russian forces on the offensive to go all the way to Kharkov very quickly, and actually to strike even further west and north towards Kharkov, or to swing around behind the Ukrainian forces that are down south. Those forces came out of the Beograd area. There's always been a tank army down there, along with a lot of other Russian forces that have yet to really be employed. And this offensive is being very successful, right?
In the shadow of the night, where the silence speaks volumes, our special coverage begins, unraveling the complex tapestry of conflict that has enveloped Ukraine for 770 days. Former U.S. Colonel, Mr. Douglas Macgregor casts a discerning eye on the unfolding theater of war, where resilience battles turmoil, and the echoes of history are written with today's sacrifices. We're poised on the brink of revelations, delving deep into the heart of Russia's strategic maneuvers, the escalating toll on Ukraine, and a tank battle at Netil of Umanziki so momentous it may well redefine the contours of power. Stay with us as we peel back the layers of this ongoing saga, revealing the unseen forces shaping the future of a nation caught in the throes of conflict. In a turn of events marked by unprecedented intensification on the battleground, Russia's strategic maneuvers have transitioned into a decisive new chapter. Drawing upon the acute observations of military strategist Mr. Douglas Macgregor, we see through the lens of advanced satellite surveillance a deliberate push towards the northern sectors. This region, now on the precipice of heightened confrontation, is the stage for a meticulously orchestrated campaign. Targeting the very sinews of vital infrastructure, these operations are designed with precision to erode the defensive bastions of the opposition, signaling a bold recalibration of tactics on the chessboard of conflict. Mr. Douglas sheds light on the significance of these movements, framing them within a broader context of military strategy and geopolitical dynamics. Under his expert scrutiny, the unfolding scenario reveals a layered approach by Russian forces, not just aiming for territorial gain but also to incapacitate logistical and supply networks critical to sustaining adversarial resilience. The landscapes of conflict bear the indelible marks of these campaigns. Drones, acting as silent observers overhead, capture the relentless advance of units, while satellite feeds document the change in terrain, morphing under the weight of military might. A juxtaposition of before and after visuals of strategic locations articulates a silent testimony to the impacts of the confrontation. As these assets come under siege, the ripple effects on the civilian fabric of life in these zones become impossible to ignore. The numbers speak volumes. A calculated deployment of forces, extensive mobilization of armored contingents, and pinpoint strikes on infrastructural keystones. Each figure, meticulously chronicled, narrates a tale of strategic foresight and operational depth, painting a vivid picture of the operational scale. This deliberate strategy, while showcasing military prowess, casts a long shadow over the land and its inhabitants. As we venture deeper into the repercussions of these confrontations, the human cost and the toll on the homeland emerge, prompting a reflection on the price of aggression. Guided by the keen insights of Mr. Douglas Macgregor, an expert in military strategy and the complex dynamics of war, we delve into the somber tale of March in Ukraine. As the month unfolded, the toll on the nation deepened drastically, etching a narrative of loss and destruction. Through the lens of the latest field reports, we uncover the extent of the damage inflicted on the vibrant infrastructure, once the lifeline of communities, now a fractured remnant of conflict's merciless passage. Mach's story is etched in the stark contrast between past and present. Vital facilities, the pillars of well-being and education, now stand as war-scarred ruins. Drone footage lays bare the reality of mass displacement, a phenomenon of unprecedented scale, as civilians flee the shadow of conflict. Beneath the cold statistics of destruction, the personal tales of those affected emerge. Forgotten heirlooms, children's toys, and everyday items tell a poignant story of lives interrupted. Yet, against this backdrop of despair, the enduring spirit of community and resilience shines brightly, with volunteers and aid workers lighting the way forward. The sweeping scale of displacement and infrastructure loss, vividly depicted through maps and satellite imagery, highlights the profound strategic and human dimensions of the conflict. As we chart the destruction's progression, the strategic significance of these losses becomes ever more apparent. Amidst the backdrop of this devastation, the stage is set for a critical showdown, signaling a potential turning point in the enduring saga of conflict that grips Ukraine. In the gray light of dawn, the earth trembles under the weight of history's most massive armored engagement at Netile of Umanzaki. This colossal confrontation saw the fielding of an imposing armored phalanx by Russia, a formidable assembly of 36 tanks coupled with 12 armored carriers, a testament to military might and strategic ambition. Yesterday's maneuvers have morphed into today's battlefield lore. Initial reports from Ukraine illuminated the fierce contest, claiming the fiery demise of 16 Russian armored units. Yet, today's clarity brings a sobering update from Russian command, acknowledging a loss of 10 tanks and armored vehicles amidst the fray. This bold thrust of nearly 50 war machines into the heartland marks an unprecedented scale of armored warfare in this conflict, showcasing a blend of old valor and modern warfare's evolving dynamics. The choice of battleground, a perplexing riddle to many, lies at the intersection of strategic necessity and tactical opportunity. Russia's bid to secure a foothold in this contested zone unveils a deeper strategic calculus, aiming not just for territorial dominance but for a decisive breach in the defensive linchpin held by Ukraine around the pivotal triangle of Umansk, Netile, and an unnamed township. This maneuver was not merely a test of metal against metal but a calculated stride towards encircling northern defensive echelons, threatening to unravel the threads of resistance. Russia's tactical doctrine, leveraging a vast reservoir of 30,000 to 40,000 meticulously upgraded yet seasoned tanks, reveals a method to the martial madness. These armored behemoths, relics reforged for modern combat, serve not merely as instruments of war but as strategic bulwarks to shield advancing infantry, minimizing the human cost of conquest. This march of mechanized might against a backdrop of calculated losses, with Ukraine enduring the brunt of 30,000 casualties against a significantly lesser toll on Russian forces, underscores the harsh arithmetic of assault over defense. As the dust settles over Netile of Umanzaki, the echoes of this titan clash reverberate beyond the immediate terrain, casting long shadows over the strategic chessboard. This engagement, while a display of raw power and tactical acumen, also marks a poignant moment of reflection on the cost of ambition and the price of progress in the theater of war. With each chapter of conflict unfolding, the interconnected fates of regions and nations draw into sharper focus, compelling the world to watch, wait, and wonder about the next move in this grand, grim game. As the battlefront's dust swirls, its shadows cast long and dark across the globe, touching distant shores and drawing the world's gaze. This conflict, far from contained, radiates through the intricate web of international relations, challenging alliances, and questioning the robustness of the post-war global order. Analysts, stationed at the heart of global think tanks, pore over the cascading effects, mapping out potential futures shaped by today's decisions. Trade routes tremble under the weight of uncertainty, as global markets react with jittery anticipation to each development. The strategic chess moves on the battlefield find their echoes in soaring commodity prices and tightening sanctions, threading an intricate dance of economic consequence. Meanwhile, emergency summits convene, with world leaders locked in deliberation, seeking a path to stability through the tempest of discord. The reverberations of this strife ignite passions far beyond the immediate theater of conflict. Public squares across the world bristle with the voices of protest and the silent strength of peace rallies. A global citizenry, connected by the digital heartbeat of the planet, shares in the collective yearning for resolution, reflecting the universal impact of this far-off war. Peering into the mists of tomorrow, we contemplate a spectrum of futures. Diplomatic overtures whisper promises of peace, while the specter of prolonged engagement looms, a stark reminder of the delicate balance upon which global peace perches. The strategic decisions of today, echoing through the annals of history, hold the key to unlocking these futures, shaping the world for generations to come. In the midst of tumult and turmoil, where shadows of conflict stretch long and deep, the unyielding spirit of humanity shines through, undimmed. A beacon of resilience, a torchbearer of hope in our collective yearning for peace. Guided by the astute insights of Colonel Douglas Macgregor, we remain dedicated to unraveling the complex narrative of Ukraine. Our commitment to delivering thoughtful analysis and unwavering comprehensive coverage stands as firm as ever. As we journey together through these turbulent times, our resolve in the quest for truth and deeper understanding does not waver. Stay with us for the latest developments, as we keep a vigilant watch on the unfolding story of our times, ever faithful in our duty to inform and enlighten.